Recently, the Daily Caller asked people, who would you rather date, a felon or a Trump supporter? A majority said felon. Now, they're lying. But the great thing about surveys, you can do that. If they really meant it, they'd head to a local prison, go straight to death row, and snuggle a serial killer. You'll die, but you showed Trump.
Na, 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 na. This guy is so fucking done.
I'm not finished, fake news.
I never voted exclusively for one party except when I first started voting. I voted Democrat, a long time ago. And then I realized that their policies just did not line up with my Christian values. The whole gay agenda, I just couldn't go along with it because I'm Christian. So I was voting Republican, beginning in 2004. And again, previously in the 90s, I voted Democrat. So then, as time went on, lo and behold, Donald Trump became the presidential candidate. The media just painted him as such a racist and a misogynist that I believed it.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
You had the guys showing up with Klan outfits. You had the guys who were white nationalists, white supremacists. He thinks that's you guys. He thinks that rally was uniting the right. That, oh yeah, you got the Klan and the Nazis and you got the good guys like the white nationalists.
They had never talked this way about any other candidate, never. I've never heard of it, honestly. That the kind of vitriol they had for this man.
The President of the United States had a chance to denounce hate groups, and he didn't do it.
He said there's good people on both sides.
I've condemned neo-Nazis. I've condemned many different groups.
And they would edit his clips in such a way that I believed whatever the mainstream media was pushing about Donald Trump. I bought it, hook, line, and sinker.
Very fine people on both sides.
He said there were some very fine people.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
I just believed it. I did not vote for him in 2016. I voted for Hillary. I call her Killary now.
That's us.
I did not vote for him in 2020 because I believed the media.
I want to share what Trump said yesterday when he was talking about sanctuary cities in California.
But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals.
These are animals.
I do want to say, to be fair to Trump, he was referring to the gang members in M13, not just people who are undocumented immigrants.
The president pushing back hard on a number of news reports that suggested he used the word animals in a general sense to describe many people who are in this country illegally.
He said that migrants seeking refuge in America are, quote, these aren't people, these are animals.
Referring to immigrants as animals.
He compared immigrants to animals.
Donald Trump and calling MS-13 members animals.
What the president said about MS-13 was in reaction to what someone had said before about those MS-13 gang members, and that's why he called them animals.
Donald Trump further compared immigrants and people coming across the border as animals, not humans. He said animals.
He does things like call immigrants animals.
This president started his presidency and his campaign calling all of us, my parents, my siblings, everyone, rapists, criminals, murderers.
I thought he was talking about immigrants generally, and it was very disconcerting to me.
MS-13 members are also human beings. They're not good human beings, but they're human beings.
Thank you for explaining that, you idiots.
So when the MS-13 comes in, when the other gang members come into our country, I refer to them as animals. And guess what? I always will.
I prayed to God and I said, I want to know the truth about, Biden, Trump, Obama, everything. I want to know the truth because I'm seeing this in front of me, him with a mugshot and everything else. Like I said, I never voted for Donald Trump. I've never voted for him. I took it as to mean that he is being unjustly persecuted. And so then it led me to looking into things and just digging and digging and digging for the truth. And I was amazed at what I found. I found unedited clips. What? That were edited when it got to the mainstream media, but the unedited clips, he wasn't saying anything bad, but once the media got to the clips and once we saw it as a viewer of mainstream news, then we saw what it looked like Trump was saying something racist. But in actuality, the original clip that was unedited, he wasn't saying that. So I found out that the media edits his clips.
He's married to an immigrant. It's absurd. The fact that he was taken out of context isn't an accident. The New York Times and CBS had headlines where they said he called undocumented immigrants animals. That's a lie.
I found out that certain things happened, the first month of 2021. And I found out about what happened in November, a few months prior, that was not fair at all. And there was this whole deep state colluding together, including paid off judges and media outlets that were going along with the Democratic narrative.
We'll see. We couldn't help her any more than we have.
I know.
You know what I mean? She's got just a free ride so far from the media. We're the biggest ones promoting her campaign, so it better happen.
And I was shocked beyond belief. And I just believe it was the answer to God's prayers that I admitted that I was wrong about Donald Trump. I will be supporting him in 2024. I am a Trump supporter. And as you can see, I'm a Black woman, but I love truth. I'm a believer first. I'm a child of God first. And I should, in my mind, should not be voting for things that the Democratic Party is pushing. They're pushing death. They're a party that loves blood. They're bloodthirsty. You've got abortion. You've got transgenderism. You're taking away people's ability to procreate. They're promoting abortion in Black neighborhoods. Planned Parenthood, a lot of times, is in predominantly Black areas. There's a clip that I saw of Planned Parenthood representatives handing out pamphlets in inner city schools, Black inner city schools, and I guess it was a principal or vice principal who pushed the people away and said, "You get out of here, don't give that to them, they're kids." The devil is very sneaky. Welfare destroyed the Black family. Black people enjoyed growing up in two-parent homes. But after the 60s, after welfare was instituted, that changed. During the 60s, late 60s and beyond, that started to change. And it was due to the institution of welfare, which was instituted by Democratic President Lyndon Baines Johnson, who turned out to be very crooked. And so I can't make anyone believe the way I believe. I just know I will not be voting Democrat again for the rest of my life. I refuse to do it.
You can say what you want, but that's the way it is.
I completely got off the Democratic plantation. I am not a victim. I am a child of God. I am an overcomer. Well, that's it for me, Linda B. You guys have a blessed day. March on, Warriors.